Good morning, guys. Today, what we're doing we're doing a cottage pie. Okay, I'm going to show you some ingredients, what we need to do for it, make sure that everything's prepped up ready. And then we're going to take it from there. We'll go through each step. Just remember, cottage pies with beef, shepherd's pies with lamb. All right. So with the ingredients we've got your potatoes, your onions, your peas and carrots. We've got your soy sauce. Got your fry light, parsley, basil, your stock cubes, your eggs, you've got your 5% mince, and then you've got your veg to go with it. So we've got broccoli today, and we're doing carrot and swede. Okay guys, so what we're going to start doing first of all, we're going to start off browning the mince. Okay, so we'll get your pan on, get it on there, and we're going to keep it moving until it's all brown. Once it's all brown, we're going to drain off any excess on there, okay? At this stage, I don't add no oils, no nothing, literally a hot, dry pan. Make sure it's non-stick as well, and then just keep moving it around, and then what you'll do, you'll see it all start changing colour. As you can see there, you're starting to see some brown mince going through. Just keep it moving. You don't want it all to set, you want it all nice and loose as well. As you can see guys, you see there, that's all the liquid there coming out of the mince. It's brown. So what I'm going to do now all the mince is brown, I'm going to drain that off. As you can see now, that's all drained off. So what I'm going to do now, I take out the mince, I put it into a little dish, and then I start my onions. So in the same pan, now what I'll do, fry light, a couple of squirts of fry light. That's all it takes. And then we just add our onions. And then we just cook these now for about 5-6 minutes now. Just to start going soft and golden brown. Whilst they're cooking now, what I tend to do, I start to do my veg, get my potatoes on and get my carrot and swede on. Quick tip for everyone. When you've got your pan ready for your water with your potatoes, always season the water, because a lot of people don't like adding seasoning to the food, but if you add it to the water, it naturally goes into the actual veg itself. See, as you can see, look at the onions now, nice and golden brown. What that does, when the darker they go, the more sweeter the actual onion becomes. It gets out its natural sugars and gives it more of a depth flavour. And from here now, what I now add on the mince. Put the mince back into the pan. So the mince goes back in. Don't forget, it's been fully drained, so there's no liquids going in there as well, which makes it healthier. At this stage, this is where I add about a tablespoon of soy sauce, and then add my herbs. Which again, I only use the two, which is basil, and I use parsley. Also chopped garlic. In my house, everything gets garlic. And don't forget guys, when you might be looking at it thinking, wow, he's got a lot of veg in there, he's got a lot of stuff all together. The key of one of the best things about Saloon World is you do your batch cooking. Make sure when you're cooking, you don't just cook just for one meal. Might as well use what you've got, make more meals, put them in the freezer. If everything's fresh, use it. You can cook it, then freeze it. I would never advise, if you're getting frozen chicken, to cook it, then freeze it again. No, it has to be fresh. What I also tend to do when I'm cooking the mince and everything, I always like to add a splash of Worcester sauce to it. Just it gives that a little bit extra bite. So what we're going to do now, we're going to add the stock. As you can see, everything's on the cooker. I know you women out there think men can't multitask, but there's the proof. I'm stirring the stock, I've got pans on the oven, I've got the mince going. So that just proves that we can multitask. And that was specially aimed to Tracy and Julia. A couple of other handy tips. So I've heard this question asked many times. How do you get your mashed potato smooth by not using butter or using milk? The easiest way and the best way and the healthiest way is to use 2 eggs, 2 fresh eggs. Crack them into the potatoes once you've crushed them up first of all. Add your eggs in and then just start mashing. The yolk and the white of the potato will bind with the potato, of the egg, sorry, will bind with the potato and will start softening off the actual mash itself. And just keep, and it is a bit of a task, but keep going at it and it will soften and it will make them nice and smooth. You can either get a ricer and push your potatoes through the ricer, or just do it the old fashioned way and mash, mash, mash. If you want to choose an alternative, just remember, if you're going to use milk, make sure it's skim milk, and also you measure it out. Also, if you want to use any kind of butter, make sure it's the lowest butter you can get, not just for fat, also salt content, and then measure it out again, okay? Because it all adds to your swips. I'm going to be adding the peas and the carrots shortly, okay? And then I'm going to let the mince just simmer down, and it'll start naturally thickening up. As you can see, I've added the peas and carrots in there now. And what that's going to do now, I'm just going to keep stirring it and just let it naturally thick up. Just reduce down your speed, your heat, and then just let it naturally simmer, and it'll thicken up. As you can see, guys, it's bubbling and getting thicker beautifully now. I don't like to get it too thick because I still like to have a bit of sauce within the actual cottage pie. It saves you having to make gravy as well. Also, the best way to test your potatoes, if you just get a sharp knife and literally just prod it in. If the knife goes straight into the potato with no pressure, you know that the potatoes are cooked. If you've got to give it a bit of a push, well then you know you still need longer to boil. All these extra tips, I hope they help. Same principle with the swede and carrot. Literally just take a couple out, squeeze them with your finger. If they squash in your finger, you know they're cooked. If they're not, they're still a bit tender, they're still a bit hard, then keep them in longer. Okay, so the meat and veg, that's all cooked ready for the cottage pies. That's all ready now. I'm just going to let it cool down now. Just let it naturally thicken normally. And then what we're going to do, once I've done the mash and I've got everything ready, I'll start putting it into dishes, and then I'll put the potato on top. But that I'll show you that as we go along, and I'll show you what we do with the eggs. As you can see, guys, there's all the fillings ready in the dishes. Alright, so I've got enough there. There's 7, so my son's here tonight for his tea, so he's got one, and then there's 1 for me and Kim, and then you've got 4 there, which is now prepped up for 2 other meals that go in the freezer. As you can see, guys, what I've done now, I've partly crushed the potato. Alright, so I'm now going to add in my eggs. There's 1. There's number 2. Always check, make sure there's no shells that have gone in there. And now what we're going to do, we're going to start to mash. And what you'll see it all going like a liquidy. It goes all soft and mushy. I can't mash and film at the same time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop filming now and carry on mashing. Now guys, look at this. Look at that smooth consistency. No lumps. Nice and smooth. Right, it just takes a couple of minutes of really going at it with your mash. You know what I mean? And it's brilliant, and it's just perfect. Okay? It's not too soft, it's not too hard. Okay? Okay, so a lot of people go on about how do you get rid of lumps in mash. Well, a lot of the time it's not always about how you're getting rid of the lumps in mash, whether you add eggs, milk, butter or not. It comes down to the quality of the potato. I tend to use Maris Piper, always have done, but I also use the Tesco's All-Rounders. Now, they're the best potatoes I've seen that are on the market. I know King Edwards are a good potato for making it nice and fluffy. But it's always, if you go to one of your corner shops and just buy cheap potatoes, and no matter how hard you mash, you're always going to get the odd lumps. But it's all a matter about the quality of the potato that you're using when you're making your meals. Okay, guys. Here's the finished product. So this is my cottage pie, homemade cottage pie. What I'll do in a bit, I'll show you what it all looks like once it's been cooked and on the plate. I'll show you what they're like then. All right. Well, I hope this has been really helpful for you today. That's my carrot and swede ready for tonight. That's all ready. I need to just reheat it up later on. I've got my broccoli on now. That's just now cooking away. So what I'll do, guys, any questions, anything you'd like to ask, just give me a quick shout. But I'll put a picture on later on when I've dished out all the meals and I've got everything ready and I've cooked the cottage pies. Thank you for your support. Bye bye.